Okay, so I'm going to show you how to count verbs and connecting words in order to determine if a sentence is correct or incorrect in terms of structure. Let's start with the first sentence, and we start by counting the verbs, and the first verb I see is can take, and if I keep on going, then I see is. Okay, notice that after can take we have to prepare. That's an infinitive verb with to. We don't count those. Same as after is, we have to give. That's an infinitive. We don't count those kinds of verbs. So we have two verbs in the sentence. We would expect one connecting word, and indeed we have a connecting word, that. So that's two verbs, one connector. It's correct sentence. The next sentence we look, such as clear communication, time management, and conflict resolution. There's no verb. As you know, in English sentences, we need at least one verb, so this sentence is wrong. It's easy to fix it, though. We can just put a small s, combine it with the previous sentence, and then you're fine. Okay, so next sentence. Let's see, this is a short sentence, and if I look, we have one verb, benefits. Notice developing, ing, is not a verb by itself. Okay, so that's one verb. Do we have a connector? No. One verb, no connector. That fits the formula, so it's correct. Next sentence, we have is required is a verb, and that seems to be it. But there's a problem. We have a connector because one verb, one connector. That's wrong, right? According to the formula. But again, easy to fix. Just get rid of the full stop here and a small b for because, and then we have two verbs, one connector in the longer sentence. Next sentence. Let's see. So we've got are is a verb. Are needed is a verb. Okay, that's two verbs, and we have the connector that. So that's correct. Okay, two verbs, one connector. Next sentence. Involve means can do. Okay, so that's three verbs. So we would expect two connectors. We have a connector which, and then after means we have a connector that. Three verbs, two connectors. The sentence is correct. Next sentence. Oh, immediately I can see that this sentence is wrong because it starts with a connecting word so at the beginning of the sentence. Remember, sentences beginning with and, but, so, or are not correct in formal writing. Okay, so this sentence is automatically wrong. I don't have to count the rest of it. We can easily fix it by changing so to as a result or therefore. Okay, next sentence. Another major reason, okay, is hope. Two verbs, yeah? And then we have the connector, that. Two verbs, one connector is correct. Next sentence. Is recognized, counts as one verb. Should be is a verb. And I guess we'll count a sign here. So it's three verbs. And then we have the connector that and the connector and. Yep, that's three verbs, two connectors. That's fine. Next sentence, we have graduate is a verb and are is a verb. So that's two verbs, but I don't see a connector. So that's wrong. Two verbs, no connector. I think we can fix it by putting who here as a connector. University students who graduate are more likely. So then it would be fixed. Okay, last sentence. Should have is a verb, counts as one. Okay. Are is a verb and are is a verb. So that's three verbs. Let's see, in terms of connectors, and I guess is connector here because you have a verb and a verb and. So that's wrong, right? Three verbs, one connector. I think the problem is due to. Due to is not a connecting word, right? Okay, it's a non-connecting word. So if we replace it with something like because, to be simple, then we would have 3 verbs and 2 connectors, and the sentence would be correct. Okay, so that's an example of a piece of student writing that we've gone through. There are some sentences that are fine, but there are a number of sentences that have problems with verbs and connectors, and if we just count them and apply the formula, then we can see if they're right or wrong, and then, as you saw, it's not too difficult to fix. Okay, so I hope that helped.